you've mentioned a couple times already struggle sessions. So can you give us a little bit more detail on what a struggle section is and what it
Yeah.
looks like?
And this is something that become um, already part of American, increasingly part of American vocabulary. A lot of people have heard it somehow. They may not know, but they have heard it. So, struggle session basically is whoever was condemned, you're not just condemned. You have to go through the struggle session. So where you're going to wear a big sign with your names and crossed out, and then they will have like a title of your crime. You're either a reactionary, counter-revolutionary, whatever, and then you have to go through humiliation. Some you can people can Google just cultural revolution struggle station. You're going to get a lot of pictures of massive uh, meetings, and with like the guy, the people that were condemned will have the cone hat, and they will have to stand on the stage or stand on the chair and to receive the condemnation. And some were tortured, some were beaten to death on the spot. And so that was the absolutely the just everyone just went insane. The thing is that the Red Guards were the one that were given the power to do all this. They were given the power because Mao openly support them. With Mao's backing, they could do anything without any consequences. The first killing in the Cultural Revolution took place in a middle school, girls' middle school. A bunch of young girls, as young as 12, 16, that age group, um, beat, tortured, and killed their deputy principal.
Wow.
And why? Because Mao condemned those people as the enemy of the state. Once that happens, they no longer become human. They just absolutely become and someone that you can absolutely do anything with, and because they are demonized in such a way that they no longer, you know.
Alrighty. We lost connection again. She should be back in just a moment. We appreciate you guys' patience.
Of a revolution, and okay, we're not there yet, but we have already seen a lot, very alarming violence and chaos, and so don't think what happened in China would never happen here.
Yeah. It seems like maybe we don't have the as far of extremes yet, but we do have some of those lesser extreme examples are definitely becoming much more common when you see, professors being or speakers at campuses, for example, being shouted down by students. And there's social media shaming, there's cancel
Yeah,
culture.
but more than that, just see what happened to um, Riley Gaines, right?
Riley
That's her
Gaines,
name.
yeah.
Yeah. So that is pretty much very close to being hurt by those transgender activists.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who don't know, Riley Gaines is she's a female. She was a swimmer for Kentucky University. I believe it's Kentucky State University. Could be wrong about that. Feel free to fact check me if you want. But she is now an advocate against biological men competing in women's sports, and she was recently attacked by a mob of individuals that actually held her hostage for, I believe, an hour or so on a college campus.
3 hours.
3 hours. And
Yeah.
I know that you've had your own experience with college campuses. I definitely wanted to get to that at some point, but you very recently were banned from speaking at Whitworth University. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah. I was such a small potato, and compared with, yeah, Ben Shapiro, those, I was a little surprised, even though I was not really surprised that
Right.
they were ban me. I'm just old lady and who experienced Cultural Revolution. I'm going to talk about the parallels, but that's exactly the reason they want to ban me, because they said the government, the student government concluded that my view.
Oh, we're waiting. She'll be back. It is crazy though. Whitworth University is a private Christian college, so they are not bound by the typical restrictions on First Amendment that public colleges are bound by. But nonetheless, it's still frightening. Please continue, Xi.
Yeah, so they just say one of the reasons they come to the conclusion that my views are harmful is that I compare woke to the Cultural Revolution. Yeah, they're right. That's exactly what I do. I absolutely compare these two because they're the same. But yes, they are. They are the. I'm not mad at them because they are the product of the indoctrination of our school. That's exactly what happened. Not just in college, but increasingly now we see in kindergarten.
Mm. Yeah, there have been, especially I know Washington D.C. There's been several videos of young kindergarten children being taught how to picket and protest
Yeah,
and
yeah,
march through the hallways like it's an
yeah.
extracurricular assignment. It's
Yeah,
wild to
this is
see.
this is the thing that people should pay really, really close attention. They want, Biden, they want to start universal childcare, like a start at 3.
Mm.
Why? Because they want to own your children. They absolutely want to own your children to indoctrinate as early as possible. And they are not interested in producing responsible citizens. They don't care that you may graduate without skill because all you do, and they don't teach you the academics, and then they want produce the future activists and revolutionaries. That's exactly what happened to us. We were not taught academics. We were taught Mao's thoughts. We were taught Marxist ideologies. And so, because all they care is that we will be a part of the Mao's army to be carrying out his orders. And it's just absolutely frightening that it's the same thing.